Hi there, Rick here. I just received a letter today. I just want to uh, go over it just because, some people in other cities, you know, whether it be in Canada or even uh, other countries around the world, okay? Um, so here in Vancouver, um, we um, we have what's called the empty um, the empty homes tax. Okay, um, the people who, uh, well, I guess who are speculating, um, they buy homes. Okay, even though they live in another country or even still live in Canada, right? They'll buy a home and they'll leave it empty. The reason why they do that is because the home prices are appreciating so fast, um, in and around Vancouver here. And I was gonna say it helps out in a way, and it's bad in other ways. Okay, um, I won't get in too much detail in that, just because that would probably be an entirely whole new video. Um, but I was just gonna say that, um, when people, they build homes, right, and it sells quickly, right, the builders get paid, it benefits the people at the supply stores, they get busy from it, right. There's a lot of spin-offs, and it helps out the economy, right. Who wouldn't want to, live in a city where there's a demand for your real estate so much, right? Or even the economy is quite good, right? Um, but I hear that it's pushing people out. Like, I'm talking about younger middle class people, okay? They can't afford to buy a home because, um, there's so much speculation going on. It drives up the price way beyond what's affordable anymore, right? So they can't afford to, buy a home, and it's they don't like it, right? And a lot of them complain about that, right? Not being able to afford to even buy a home on two incomes, or two good incomes for that matter, right? So I just wanted to briefly go over this letter here. Okay, so um, this is okay, a vacancy tax, empty homes tax audit notification. So what that means is that, okay, um, I'm being audited on my empty homes tax. Okay, and they do treat this quite seriously. Okay, I'm talking about the city of Vancouver. Okay, it's not the provincial government; it's just our city hall. Okay, but I look at I'm just skimming the letter here. Okay, and okay, you have to provide uh, information and evidence to the collector taxes in support of their property status declaration. Failure to do so may result in imposition of the vacancy tax and fines of up to $10,000 per day. I'll say that again, $10,000 per day. Okay, so you can be fined up to $10,000 a day, um, if you don't, supply them with supporting evidence that, that your house is empty, right? So, that's quite a lot of money, okay? Because, like, I mean, imagine if they decide to maybe you were late file it for 7 days, that's $70,000, okay? And over a week and a half, that's like $100,000, okay? um, I just, I just find uh, it kind of laughable in a way, some things that our city hall does in the around the city here. Okay, um, I guess when they're having a meeting, like they're scratching their heads, right? How much would, how much, you know, um, how much maximum amount of money can we find these people in failing to provide us with this evidence that their house you know, um, is in effect empty, right? And they decided, okay, we'll fine them $10,000 a day. Okay, but you can put something in the comments down below if you find this kind of hilarious a bit, or just out of the what is it? Um, just drastic measures, okay, to treat this like, oh, your house is empty. We're gonna come down on you really hard. We're gonna fine you $10,000 a day for that. You know, um, it just seems like price gouging. Okay, I remember when we had the COVID-19, when they were talking about, merchants, price gouging, will issue you fines, or we're going to enforce this law. Okay. It says that, okay, I can log on, okay, to such and such website, okay, and that's how I think I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to fill it out online, okay. Says complete the specified questionnaire in its entirety, okay. Upload all supporting documents as specified. I was thinking to myself too, if you're going to do an audit on somebody, okay, because you think the property is empty, right? Um, why not just send a person down to have a look, right? Because it's almost like, okay, a car is in an accident, okay, and the adjuster's trying to figure out, how much damage is done, okay, to it, okay, and you're supplying all the information, but the adjuster is not being able to see the vehicle, okay. You're just supplying all the information through an online questionnaire, right? But yeah, I just find it kind of hilarious a bit. Okay, it says you can upload and delete documents at any point until you press the submit button. To facilitate the submission process, any documents that have been uploaded but not formally submitted by a submission deadline will be treated as submitted by the city. Okay. Please ensure you have included your contact information, as additional information may be required. At the conclusion of the audit, a written determination will be forwarded to you. For more information about the empty homes tax, please visit vancouver.ca/EHT or call 311 Vacancy Tax Department, City of Vancouver. Confidential. Wow. Financial Services, Revenue Services, City of Vancouver. It's a very short letter, you can see for yourself, right? But I'm not sure if the suburbs of Vancouver have this type of thing too. Vacancy tax. So I just finished filling out that questionnaire online. It took me maybe about 1 hour to do. You have to upload some files, okay? One of them was, okay, they wanted your driver's license. They also wanted a utility bill from 2023, so I dug up, my one of my utility bills from BC Hydro, and I took a picture of it. I uploaded that file. Another file was my truck insurance payments, okay? My truck insurance, okay? From the year 2023, took a picture of that, uploaded it, okay? Remember to, if you're not, I also had to create an account with the City of Vancouver, and then you have to enter, well, a username, or enter your email address, and then enter a password, right? Create an account, and then from there you just fill out the questionnaire. If you're not computer literate, you either have to try to get somebody to help you out with it, or hire somebody to do it for you, help you do it for you, right? So this gives, well, I guess, would you call them computer programmers? Um, Computer assistants, people who are computer literate, and to help you fill out the forms, right? Yeah, but it does, well, like, I mean, they have to hire people at the City Hall for this department, right? And they look over these different documents, right? And it gives them work to do this, clerical type stuff, right? But remember too, it's like I say, they do an audit on you, okay? Whether it's because they don't believe you, or they want to see some supporting documents that you're paying bills, or paying house insurance on your place of residence, right? Well, like, I was just gonna say that this empty homes tax, it doesn't really justify a $10,000 fine a day for failing to fill out a form, right? But I'm sure that there's a lot of people that don't fill it out, and then the City of Hall, that they come down on you, and start sending you a letter. You have to fill this out, you have to do this, right? If you don't do this by a specific date, we're gonna fine you such and such amount, right? Well, they probably won't fine you. They'll probably say, this is your first warning, this is your second warning, right? And you have to probably call them up and a dispute with City Hall, right? But it's just creating a lot more clerical work for them at City Hall. And well, if they didn't create this department, right, there would be more people out of work, right? So it just gives them something to do, right? And I just wanted to make the point of it. It just, like I say, it just gives them work, something to do, right? Doesn't always make sense all the time, right? But that's just how the City Hall operates, right? They make rules around the city, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people in the city that don't agree with some of the things they're doing, right? But what can you do, right? But at least it's given people out there a job, okay? Because I know that, okay, the City of Vancouver pays their workers very well, okay? To take a guess, between $28 to $35 an hour, okay? Because I used to have a worker who I'm not sure if he was directly working for the city or if it was indirectly through a private contractor, okay? But he told me he was getting paid $35 an hour for the work that he was doing, okay? And what it was they were laying new water pipes under the ground for the city, okay? and he told me he was getting paid $35 an hour for that. And I was gonna say that, that's a livable wage. Okay, it's a decent wage. Okay, a lot of people don't even make close to that. Okay, um, that's what I was gonna say too. Um, a lot of people, um, uh, a lot of people would be very happy with a wage like that. Like you could literally pay your expenses and have money saved up. Okay, to save up money. Okay, if you're getting paid $35 an hour. Um, so yeah, it's a very good wage, and uh, like I say, if they didn't have this department in the city hall, right, um, there would be more people out of work. Okay, and they have to, yeah, do audits on people, and homes, because, well, you have to remember too, if they don't do audits on people's homes, there's no work for them to do, right? And to have somebody just sit in the office doing nothing, right, is just unproductive. And well, also too, it would be, the worker would feel that they weren't really earning their wage. Okay, um, and yeah, it's good. Like, I mean,